morning. How are you, Kathy Ann?
I'm good, Sean. How are you, dear?
Oh, fine, thanks. So just so that everyone knows, Kathy Ann is one of the artists at the Artisan Market. She's currently in the upscale, well, it's upscale too, upcycled art show that we had in March. Unfortunately, not a lot of people got to see it because we closed down, for at the stay-at-home order. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to meet some of the artists at the market and talk a little bit about not only what they do and maybe what inspires them, but also talk about how you can use these same processes and skills to create things for yourself at home.
Well, I went to Maplewoods, and there was a fundamental arts class, and we did a little bit of everything, but we did art boxes. So art boxes is another name for it. I fell in love with it. I volunteer at Hillcrest, a fabulous place, and I get a lot of my boxes at the thrift store. A lot of my like this one, I mean, this is just like a really cheap little thing that, I take it apart, take the hinges off, and paint it. And then I will put something like, I just love this. I got this for $1 at the Manor thrift store. I don't know. Can y'all see that? It's just something cool. I don't know. I save every scrap of paper, every dried flower. I had a piece of tissue paper, but you could line that with tissue paper. You could line it with newspaper, magazines, whatever. There's just absolutely no rules on this stuff. And that's what I want to really impress on people. There's no rules. This one I wanted to show too. I got this literally in the trash at one of my favorite thrift stores. I got stuff in it, but it's just a beautiful old box that was in the trash.
Oh.
And I'm a big trash digger for all this stuff, but I wanted to do it for Mother's Day for your shop. But Pearl, a beautiful thrift store, and then this was an old picture that came from the thrift store, and I took it apart. But my dear friend Stephen.
Yes, can you explain that to us a little bit?
Yes, I can. Stephen is a poet, and these are some of his poems that we printed front and back, just all, and those are his poems that I shred with scissors, really. And then let's see, how close can you see it, good Sean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay, so anyway, those are his poems, and this is a metal box, and then those are magnets. Those are helped on by magnets. This is an old ink bottle. This is a hat pin. So really, a lot of it is things that he said or things that he's done. It's kind of like,
so it's almost like a three-dimensional portrait.
Yeah, it is. That's a cool way.
With everyone staying at home now. What a cool thing! I've been talking to some friends, and they have been going through their basements and their closets, and they're really enjoying looking at all their old pictures and all the old heirlooms, and so I started thinking about ready-mades or box art, and thought, wow, wouldn't that be wonderful to be able to take some of those things that have been stuck in a closet. They bring back wonderful memories, and you only pull them out once every 10 years. And wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to take some of those things and create your own, like a family heirloom box that you could hang on your wall in your home, or put on your mantle in your fireplace.
Absolutely. I've given you the examples of the boxes. They're anything, really, anything.
Probably the stuff was in a box.
A cardboard box. It doesn't, whatever you have, especially since it's a stay home, we should stay home. And this is interesting times because I've been thinking, I'm not going to Home Depot or whatever. I make do with what I got. And it's interesting times because we all have so much. We have so much. And when you think outside the box, you know. You come up with these. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and put it inside the box.
They're outside the box, literally. I liked like this one, you know, that has Stephen's poetry is like coming outside the box. I really love that. It gives it some interest, but you know, that's just me.
So I'm thinking that, let's say I don't have a very pretty box, you know, I don't have a nice wooden box. What are some ideas about how I can make the box look nicer?
Sure. Well, of course, paint, you know, acrylic paint. And if you don't have any, how about house paint? You know, how about digging into what you have, which would make it very unique, you know, as what you have. Paint, paper. I had a piece of little, oh, here it is. This tissue paper. I don't know where it came from, but I just loved it. You know, I mean, we all can get tissue paper, whatever color it is, whatever. But I could see this lined, you know, and I love this unusual things.
Yeah.
So,
well, I photographs.
Absolutely, photographs.
Newspapers like of the day, like, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And I bet you could even print off. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm betting, let's say you were doing something, let's say for your mother, and because Mother's Day is coming up,
right?
And maybe you could go online even and find like newspaper clippings or songs that were #1 at that time.
Old sheet music is great.
And literally,
period.
Right. Yeah. And you could print them off on your computer.
Absolutely.
And you could even tea stain them. Well, that's great.
I love paper. I love, you know, I have a whole bin of paper and cloth. I have a whole bin of like handkerchiefs and stuff like that. Those are, you know, lace. I love lace and these things.
Yeah, so old really the sky's the limit.
There is, yeah.
It's whatever speaks to you.
No rules.
No rules.
There's no rules. It's your thing. It's whoever's doing its thing, and to not get hung up on it has to be this way or that way, because that's, for me, that's the fun of it. I can change it. I can, you know, I don't like that. I can sit and look at it. Of course, you can do that with paint too, but there's just something about touching it, and, you know, and I don't know, just, I love this little guy here. I found him at the thrift store. And, you know, to me, I have some very elaborate boxes, but to me, I love the simplicity.
Yeah, I think this is just a wonderful idea, because I think it's something that everyone can do.
Yeah.
As, you know, especially as keepsakes. You know, I was researching, because we talked earlier today, and you know, I was researching literally, okay, what makes art art? And and so I need to share this with everybody, because you know, a lot of the definitions were, well, you really can't define art,
right.
Which is true. But I think the biggest difference is when you look at something and you say, oh, this is art, it's saying something, it's symbolizing something, it's an expression of something. Right. Sometimes there's imagination that goes into it. And so it's a little bit different than, say, I'm going to do a project. You know, I think part of it is how you think of it before you even start it. Mm-hmm. Am I making a piece of art? And the actual, and I'm reading this, so the actual definition says that art is interpretive, symbolic expression of your imagination and created for emotional power or beauty.
That's beautiful.
And I thought that was awesome. Wow. Especially from Webster, you know, that was pretty.
Sure. Yeah, yes. And it's
true.
True.
So yeah, and there's nothing wrong with having a project. You know, when you want to do something that says, you know, oh, I want to do, you know, something for my mom for Mother's Day. I mean, that might be a project.
Right.
But then you can elevate that. you can say, okay, well, this isn't just going to be a project for Mom. This is going to symbolize how I feel about Mom.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us before we wrap it up?
No. If anybody's interested in maybe Googling Joseph Cornell and looking at his fabulous boxes, I just get so excited. He's just so interesting. That's what I would say is go online. You got lots of time now, and check out Joseph Cornell. He is a really interesting fella.
I'll make sure that I include that link on whatever post that I put.
He's my inspiration on a lot of these. I mean, he's very, very cool.
Well, great.
They will see. All right, dear.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. Really enjoyed it, and I'm sure everybody else will too. All right. Talk again soon.
Peace, guys.
Bye.
Bye, dear.